Sorry for my scratchy voice today, but what's going on, replay viewers? Let's see who tunes on in. And again, sorry for my squeaky voice. Brooklyn Joyce, first one in the room, and by the book, welcome. Good to see you. Boris P, welcome. And Xavier Blackburn, welcome. Good to see you. Alistair Bruce and PD and Sheena, welcome. Good to see you. ABX Girl and Autumn Alluring. Good to see you, Autumn Alluring. And Robert T, good to see you. Dave Jeffrey and Niagara Falls, good to see you. Good to see you. Carlos, welcome. And Quacky Snacks, good to see you. Good to see you. Travis Weeks from down there in South Africa. And DeBailey out there in London, welcome. Good to see you. Robin, welcome. And good to see you. ABX Girl, good to see you there. Brian Bell and Michael Kearney, welcome. Good to see you. Susan Barry and Dwayne, welcome. Good to see you. Paulie Rico, welcome. And Daniel Tomeo, welcome. Good to see you. Mark Freeman, good to see you. Karen Smith, good to see everybody, people. Now, I'm not sick, but my voice is a little scraggly from yesterday. And I'm still kind of recovering with my voice. But since I'm recovering with my voice, I have decided to do something that I don't think anyone has done before here on YouTube. People in the past have made pre-recorded videos of driving down the entire length of Ocean Parkway, but nobody has ever walked the entire length of Ocean Parkway. So that is what we are going to do today, everyone. We're in your old backyard, Brooklyn Joys. Good to see you. Good to see you, Mark, down there in Texarkana. Karen Smith, shout out to all the channel members. Thanks to all the channel members this broadcast is brought to us. Hopefully, as we got a good signal in stunning 1080p. Thank you so much for all the new viewers, all the members of the channel. And thank you so much for being one of us. One of us. Gooba gaba, one of us, people. Good to see you, Bob. Welcome on into the show. Good to see you, Michelle King. And how far is that? How many steps? We're going to go about 6 miles. We have a graphic. We're going to go about 6 miles. And, yeah, we're going to go about 6 miles. And it's going to be like 15 to 16,000 steps. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day, John the Beagle Dad. Good to see you, Sally Skipico. Welcome. Beautiful day here in the land of kings. But good to see everybody. Good to see everyone. Yeah, around 17,000, you're going to say, right? 16, 17,000. Hope everyone's having a great day. Now, we start we're in the Botanical Garden right now. We start here at the Botanical Garden because there are some early signs of spring I want to show you guys. So some early signs of spring to start off our epic walk down Ocean Parkway. Good to see everybody, people. This is the start to a little bit of cooler weather. It'll warm up in a few days. But yes, indeed, the first bike path in the United States. We're going to walk. And we're going to walk right next to the bike. We're going to be on the bike path side today. So Robin's going to be a fun walk. I didn't want to take the subway into Manhattan today. I got to go into Manhattan tomorrow. And, I wanted to spend a little, take it easy this morning. And I don't have a voice. See, John, good to see you, John Lore. John Lore, I'm still recovering from all the laughing we did yesterday, John. But good to see you. Easy peasy, easy shit. Good to see you, John. Spring is in the air, indeed. Let's see here. It's a wonderful day or banned rocket launch, but spring is in the air. Okay, John the Beagle Dad, that's awesome. It is a little dry out here. We still have a ban burn here in New York City and New York State and the tri-state area. Bloody hell! See, I gotta do this. 94 people watching and only 38 likes. Can we get to 55 likes for the love of God? Let's get to 55 likes. Come on, guys. Why are you being so... I'm gonna go, 5.5 miles on Ocean Parkway alone. Bloody hell. Good to see you there, Theory Mary. Welcome. Once we get 55 likes, I'm going to take you guys, show you guys some of the early signs of spring here in the Brooklyn Botanical Garden. The Duchess sent me over some photographs on the Instagram earlier this afternoon, and she's like, check this out. And I'm like, hey, I think you just gave me an idea for the live stream. So, good to see you, Will, driving the Northern Line. But yes, I'm going to try to mention this as much as I can before anyone else does. Yes, my voice is raspy. I'm not sick. I used my voice a lot yesterday, so my voice is a little raspy, a little squeaky today, so please forgive me. Bloody hell, it's free to hit the like button, that's right. Good to see you, Robojacks out there in London. Michael, I'm glad you love this channel. I love you watching. I love everyone who watches and comes here with good energy, good comments, community spirit. I appreciate all of you guys. Shout out to all the channel subscribers and members. Good to see everybody, people. No, maybe no singing today. We have 57 likes. We'll start walking around. Good to see you, RJ, up there in Colorado. Oh, here we go, guys. Look, I'm literally like in a little quiet area here. Good to see you there, Dave JR. Welcome out there in Dartmouth. Ah, Cynthia Sunflowers, welcome. You guys want to see some spring? You guys want to see some spring? I should just walk around a little bit here before because there's literally, I can take you on a loop here and show you springtime. But let's just, we're going to be here in like 3-4 weeks seeing the cherry blossoms. So, and there are some trees on our way out. We can see some trees that are beginning to bud already as well. We're also going to walk through Prospect Park, and then we're going to make our way all the way down Ocean Parkway. Oh, I just heard a red-tailed hawk. Oh, I could have used this bench. Why didn't I use this bench? Well, future reference, I will use that bench. Look at this. It's so beautiful out here. Early signs of spring. Good to see everybody. Welcome. And they did have a dog out a few moments ago when I started to stream. See, there's a lot. I don't know if you guys can see. You guys probably can't see it. There's a lot of geese poop. I'm walking around right now, and they have deployed special dogs. These are the same dogs that live out in Governor's Island, and they brought the dogs out here to keep the geese off the lawn here. Too many geese, and there's a lot of poop. There's a ton of poop here, so you got to be careful walking. Yeah, the daffodils are blooming in your garden. Nice. Yeah, I cannot wait. We'll go by Daffodil Hill. It's right over here. We'll go by Daffodil Hill, and then we'll go around and see. There's colors, people. There are colors emerging on these early signs of spring. Good to see everyone. It does not smell like a barn. It does not smell like a barn. No, it does not smell like a barn. It smells good in here. It smells good. It smells good. It's really nice in here. Good to see everybody. Look, you guys ready for this? Look at this. Look at this. Happy spring, everybody. Good to see you, Zalico. Welcome. Look. It's coming. Look at this. How beautiful is this? Let's get you guys some screenshots here so you can show your friends. And look, we got a little bit of purple right there in the middle. Let's get you guys some screenshots here. Look at that. How great is this camera? Oh my God. That was amazing. Good to see you, Ann. Welcome. All right, YouTube original. I appreciate that. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? Daffodil Hill is right over here. So let's go see Daffodil Hill. But shout out to the Brooklyn Botanical Garden staff. They're really nice. And keep this place very well maintained. Again, sorry about my voice, everyone. Good to see you, Israel Morales. Welcome. Sorry about my voice. I'm not sick. Just my voice is a little raspy from yesterday. Look, these guys are beginning to blossom out. This is a big oak tree right here. But here's Daffodil Hill. Look at this. They're all coming out. Yeah, very light wind today, Robojacks. We have updated Prism Live, but I haven't done the microphone thing yet. So hopefully tomorrow we will have our microphones back. Fingers crossed. I didn't do the test. I didn't feel like uninstalling and reinstalling everything today. Let you guys hear the wind. Appreciate that, Quacky Snack. Yeah, no wind today, very light. Probably when we get down to Coney, it'll be windy. Yes, John, we did talk that much. Yes, we did. Yes, we did talk that much. So we're gonna cut across the Well House Drive. So it's like the southern area of the park. It's like the lake area. And we're gonna exit the park at where technically Ocean Parkway meets up with Fort Hamilton Parkway. So that's like the southwest corner of the park. It's a weird shape, Prospect Park. Good to see you, Fawn Marie. Aloha, welcome. We're gonna exit the garden here, right here at, well, what I could do, Brooklyn Joys, what I could do is actually, I'll stay outside, I'll go along the perimeter of the park, right? And then I just gotta hit up Well House Drive and go across the park via that roadway. I'll try to enter at, let me see, how would that work? Oh, that's gonna put me too far south. I wanna enter at Lincoln Road, but that'll put me just a little far south. My intention is to enter the park at, it'll be best to get the park at Eastern Parkway. Look at this view right here. Look at this view. Look at this, all purple. All purple. Spring is here. Let's get you guys another screenshot here. Really take advantage of this camera. Can I clear the thing? I could go right here. I'll go right here. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Isn't that cool? Let you guys see this. And thank the Duchess for this. She sent me the post from the Instagram. Look, they're all coming out. They're all beginning to come out. Sea Birthday, good to see you. They're very beautiful today. There we go. Thank you for photos. Thank you so much. I don't know what the hell we're looking at. So I have no idea what the hell we're looking at. But good to see you too as well. Welcome everyone to the show. On the way out, we can see some budding trees, and then we'll cross what is that there? Flatbush Avenue. Sandra Rodriguez, good to see you. Welcome. Actually, let me put on my live stream hat, because it is getting crocus. So those are crocuses. Crocuses. Good to see you, Griff. Awesome, awesome, Griff. I'll be here before you even know it. Good to see you, Kay. You have maybe written 1 million flower poems? Nice. Let me get my hat. Hold on, people. Let me get my live stream hat. I don't need a live stream glove just yet. I do not have my winter jacket on, only wearing a hoodie. And it's perfect because I could really move and I'm not cold. I just feel nice. It's like it's nice and fresh out here. And I do have something to drink, obviously, because my voice sucks. My voice completely sucks today. Good to see you there, KK13. Welcome. Good to see everybody. Squeaky voice touch today. It's snowing where you are. Nice. Stay warm. Enjoy the snow. Yeah. Here it's another beautiful day here in New York. About 10 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. And let's see here. Michael Franco, good to see you. And yeah, I'm very well aware. A lot of people have been messaging me about this. I don't know why, but yeah, a lot of people have been messaging me for the last week and a half about the half marathon coming up. Yeah, first time. A couple of things about the half marathon. First of all, I'm not going to cover the half marathon. I'll tell you why at the end of this little thing I'm going to say now. But not going to cover the half marathon. But it's the first year the half marathon will be crossing over the Brooklyn Bridge. It normally ran over the Manhattan Bridge into Brooklyn. But this year, because of construction on the Manhattan Bridge, they're repainting the Manhattan Bridge. The New York half marathon will be running over the Brooklyn Bridge for the first time. So it's pretty exciting. I am not going to cover that because me and the Duchess will be deep out in New Jersey. We're going to be deep out in New Jersey for a once-in-a-lifetime, last opportunity kind of thing. I will be showing you the world's largest something. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. You got to tune in and watch. So there you go. But we will be seeing the world's largest something. We're not going to Tom's River. We're not going to Tom's River. Good to see you, Nebul. Bonsoir, bienvenue. Good to see everyone. Follow Nebul with Nebul. But we will be seeing the world's largest something on Sunday. Oh, thank you so much, Kate. Appreciate that. Yeah, you got to stay tuned. Got to stay tuned. We have to take a train. A New Jersey transit train at some point, so it's going to be interesting. And if the weather holds out, it might rain on Sunday, but if the weather does hold out, we'll try to get a live stream going to where we're going to go, and then obviously there'll be a second live stream when we're at our destination. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be really beautiful. Now, I'm a little nervous that because it's like a display we're going to kind of see, and it's the world's kind of largest display. Of something, but it may interfere with the live stream. So if I can't live stream inside, I will do a pre-record. No, not in North Jersey either. Not in North Jersey. Look at that, the trees are blossoming. Yeah, we're gonna be kind of like in the armpit of New Jersey. We gotta go into, I'll tell you where. We're gonna go to central New Jersey. That'll be our first hint. Central New Jersey. It's gonna be on Sunday, Nibble. It's gonna be on Sunday. We're going to central New Jersey. Good to see you there, Lisa UK girl, welcome. Pretty blossoms. No, not Ocean County or Monmouth. I don't know. I actually don't know what county we're going to. I know the name of the city, but if you stay tuned in, I'll blurt it out deeper in the stream because I can't give this away. It's too good of an event. Good to see you, Jerry. Welcome. Right? There is no central New Jersey, right? You heard of that one? And it's not by Hazlitt. I think of Frankie Sweetheart. Think of what's his name? What's her name? Sammy Sweetheart. Sammy Sweetheart when she first comes out. Where are you from? Central New Jersey. Central Hazlet. Hazlet. Good to see you, Land Rover. Welcome. Natalie. Good to see you, Natalie. Look, they're all beginning. Spring is beginning to rear its head. Good to see you there, Ollie. Welcome. Right, have you ever seen Jersey Shore, guys? And you got Sammy Sweetheart. Hazlet. Central New Jersey. Yeah, Hazlet. Dazzlepants, good to see you. Ran into Dina from the Jersey Shore. Nice. Dina seems chill. Of course, my favorite from all the way back in the day, of course, was Snooki. Snooki seems the most down-to-earth and real person out of all of them. Good to see you, Patrick, out there in Staten Island. Welcome. ICU Investigations Atlanta out there in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Welcome. Nobody has ever walked the entire length of Ocean Parkway, and we are doing that today. Let's get going. We got a long walk ahead of us. JWoww forever. Down with the Snook. No, she's awesome. Leave Snooki alone. Good to see you, Barbara C. Welcome. I will watch out for the Housewives. Moody Optimist. You know, I wasn't really. I had my YouTube channel, but I wasn't really on social media when that Housewives incident happened. I wasn't really making videos at that time. I should have been vlogging. I don't know why I didn't get into the vlogging. Like many times as a kid. Yeah, me too. Me too. Really? You live next door to Angelina? Nice. Good to see you, Mary Lily. 81 degrees in eastern North Carolina. Enjoy the warm weather. Now, if it could just stay there. 81 is like the hottest it gets, and that's it. Leave it at 81. That's good. You could go to the beach and everything gets cool at night. Beverly Smith, good to see you. Welcome. Well, the first act of our live stream has concluded. Now we're gonna go into the Prospect Park portion of the show. But here we go into reality. Good to see you, Sal. Welcome. So because Brooklyn Joyce is tuning on in, we're gonna walk down the perimeter of the park to the Lincoln Place entrance there. Good to see you, Colleen. Welcome. Here we are. Empire Boulevard, Flatbush Avenue. Hey, it's Lincoln Place? I forget. But we're gonna walk right along the perimeter of the park now. I have to really think about doing straight lines because of the distance we're covering today. This is Eastern Parkway, formerly known as Malbone Street. Not that far from here, right where the base of that communication antenna was one of the worst subway accidents in New York City history, and that was the Malbone Street wreck. The accident was so bad they had to rename Malbone Street to its current name, Empire Boulevard. Well, we got a sign up there, Malbone Centennial Way, because it happened over 100 years ago. Good to see you, Big T. Welcome. Oh, fucking hell. I have seen 2 close calls right here today. Like, he had good brakes. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Just like me. I know what I'm doing, even though I didn't have the light right there. Do they have a turning light here? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. That sculpture over there, I have memories of this sculpture as a kid. That's how I knew I was gonna go to Prospect Park or Shangle Garden. It made me feel like I was far away from my house. Got goosebumps. Now we're gonna go down to Lincoln and then enter the park at Lincoln and then do a little zigzag to follow the Well House Drive all the way down. Now this is Parkside. Right here. Oh, really? She lived in the first apartment on our left? That must be an amazing apartment to live in. To have Prospect Park this close, and then you get like the western frontage of it, so you're looking towards the west. So right now you're getting sunset. Sunset goes over the park. How amazing it must be to live in those top floor apartments right here. That must have been amazing. Still is amazing. I would gladly live here. Up on the 6th floor. Oh, nice. Oh wow, step down living room. Nice. These apartments are no doubt very sought after. Oh, that's right. It's Lincoln Road. Why was I calling it Lincoln Place? Lincoln Road. Ron remembers the Wetson's here. Was that over on Empire Boulevard, Ron? Where was that, Ron? Brooklyn Joyce probably remembers the Wetson's. Is that where the Popeyes is? Right? Okay, so over on Empire Boulevard. Nice. All right, entering here at Lincoln Road. Just for Brooklyn Joys. Called it Dry Daughters. Oh, so well, that's where Flatbush meets Lincoln. Oh, that's where Flatbush meets Empire. Same thing. It's a nice little side of the park. I'm usually in the park over here on this side here. I knew he was gonna fucking do that. Anyway. Ooh, we're right by the picnic house. The picnic house at Prospect Park. All right, so now we're here. Let's give you guys what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna enter here at Lincoln Road, and then we're gonna go up to the Well House Drive, and then we're gonna walk right across the Well House Drive because we gotta get here to Park Circle. This is where we're gonna exit. So we're gonna go. Oh, actually, I thought it was on. That's right. I thought it was on Parkside. This is Ocean Avenue. Whoops. Anyway, let's continue on. Your favorite park? Yes, indeed, Ron. Yes. Frederick Law Olmsted, Calvert Vaux, create Prospect Park. It was built between 1859 to 1872, 1873. The full park was realized by the 1880s. And even though Prospect Park is smaller in size than Central Park, Prospect Park has more trees. Almost 70,000 trees are planted here in Prospect Park. Frederick Law Olmsted, Calvert Vaux utilize the glacier spine of Brooklyn and Long Island, the terminal moraine, and they create this in a sense, a three-tiered park. The higher tier, where we actually just were, technically, part of the Botanical Garden, the Long Meadow are up there, and then in the middle, you have the woods, the Ravens Wood, which is now the Ravine, and officially the woodlands of Prospect Park, or the forest of Prospect Park. Some of those trees actually predate the park. And then the lowest tier, of course, that is where we're going to go, and that's the lake. That's the lakefront. That's where the ravine ultimately ends its run. And it's just taking Lincoln Road, but it's going to go right up onto the Wellhouse Drive. Something like 9-10 million of topsoil carted around, but luckily the land here was in the area was pretty good, so a lot of this topsoil was reclaimed from other parts of Brooklyn. But they worked with nature, not against it. Driving a little too close. Yeah, it must be nice to live across the street. Good to see you, Nicole. Welcome. We're right above the boathouse is right down there. And we're right now going up. Let me get on the sidewalk here. I didn't realize there was this much traffic up here. Let me go on the sidewalk here. This is the bridle path. Yes, he did, Ron. Yes, he did. Of course, Prospect Park, home of the Dogan Oak. That saves the Continental Army during the Battle of Long Island in August 1776. The Dogan Oak toppled over to block the main portage road, holding off the British and their fellow troops. Holding off that offensive to allow George Washington to escape via what is today the Gowanus Canal and Buttermilk Channel back to Lower Manhattan. But most of the main, that Revolutionary War battle, most of that happened here in Prospect Park and over in Greenwood Cemetery. RK8. Good to see you. And Oleg, welcome. Climbing up a hill. A little out of breath. We're doing it. Now see, there's like a little loop right up here, and they actually recently restored this so you could have like picnics up here and stuff. But this is where like you park your carriage. You would park your carriage up here, and then you would go off to maybe the Nethermead to go catch a concert, or go down to the boathouse for a reception. I like imagining how people probably used this park in like the 1890s, 1880s, especially when it was brand new. It's fascinating. Robojacks, I feel like maybe people like me are the last of a dying breed, and I think history needs to be taught. So I may be one of the last people of my generation to truly cherish history and try to share it and propagate it as much as I can. So I appreciate that. History is for everybody. But all the trees will begin blossoming in a few weeks. Give it some time. By the end of the cherry blossom season. By the way, the lake is way down there. That's part of the lake. That's the lull water and the lake right down there. And the music island, which they recently rebuilt for birds, but there used to be a little island that was accessible for bands to play. So when you went ice skating at the ice skating rink down there, you could have live music playing. There you go, Nicole. I appreciate that. You're more than welcome, Big T. You guys know me. I love history. And especially Prospect Park. My goodness. This is my favorite place. But we're going from east to west, kind of, right now. We're going across the park and a little south. We're along the Well House Drive, and we're almost to the Well House already. Yes, they do, Natalie. Natalie, I went to Fort Hamilton High School for a year. Yeah. I went to Fort Hamilton High School. Isn't it peaceful? Now, not that far from me. When we get to, there's going to be a split in the road coming up. If I take it to the right, that will take us to the Maryland 400 monument. And that is where the Maryland 400 held off the Hessian soldiers. They kept them on this side of the hill while the Americans retreated on the other side of the hill with George Washington. So it's pretty cool. But we're gonna go the other way because we have a long walk ahead of us. We're going down the entire length of Ocean Parkway. So you know what, and Abul, I'm sorry, I did not get my park size graphic ready to go. Unfortunately, I do not have it at the ready. I do not have my top 10 largest parks in New York City. Prospect Park will come in 11th place at 526 acres. But unfortunately, I do not have my top 10 graphic ready to go. Yes, indeed, Ron. And also not that far from Fort Lafayette in the Narrows. That is where the British troops evacuated from Denziden's Wharf. Evacuation day, November 26, 1783. This is the lull water right here. And the lake is right over there. And then underneath us, going in this direction here, this is the ravine. This is the whole ravine that takes you up into the forest. All right, so much history, right? Like this is some kind of I think they clean up the water with this. This is a boat that sifts through debris. It's called, look at that, the floating goat, it's called. Look at this. The floating goat, everyone. The floating goat. So this boat here skims the water. It takes in the debris and then separates it all out, and then the water is removed from the back of it. The floating goat. And look at this. I actually didn't realize that the road, see, this is how well Frederick Law Olmsted Cowper Vaux designed the park. I could still show you the Maryland monument. It's right here. So at the top of this hill, right here, this is where the Maryland 400 hold off the British troops. And there is a monument on this hill. Back when photography was new, in the 1890s, this was like the Instagram spot, all right? Let me tell you this right now. This was like the Instagram spot for the 1890s. If you had a camera, this is where you would come and take a picture. But the Maryland 400 monument, where some 400 soldiers from Maryland passed in a very bloody battle. But this monument here was placed here in 1892. It's easier. It's not that easy to get lost in here, Nibble. The largest park in New York City is Pelham Bay Park. Pelham Bay Park is the largest park in New York City. Good to see you, Jay Chulo. Welcome. The Maryland 400 monument right up there. Pelham Bay Park is the largest park in New York City. And I would have a top 10 list, but my graphic, I forgot to load up that graphic. Good to see you, the cronies. Welcome. Jay Chulo. Good to see you, Jay. Prospect Park, pretty simple. It's basically one simple drive, about 6-mile loop. And then there's 2 crossroads. You have the Center Drive and what we just walked, the Well House Drive, and that's it. But the big difference with Prospect Park compared to Central Park, that it is very hilly because we're built on the terminal moraine, the glacier backbone of Manhattan. Sorry, of Long Island. Sorry, not Manhattan Island. They get schist over there. Good to see you there, Joe Torres. Good to see you, Joe Torres. Puerto Rico, bienvenidos. Jose Torres and E-Bike Mike out there in Staten Island. All my Staten Islanders checking on in. Good to see you. Ron, I know that Pelham Bay Park is in the Bronx. Yes, obviously. Good to see you, Neil. Welcome. Yes, exactly, Cake. By the 1890s, it started really, you know, like people were able to buy like photography kits and take them out here to the park. So, yeah, these are real hills, not like the fake ones in Central Park. That's right, Jim. Good to see you. And here we are, the Prospect Park Lake, or Lake Prospect, however you want to call it. Yeah, Jeanette Trainer, you know my answer to that one. Good to see you. Good to see you out there in Glasgow. I'm partial to Prospect Park. This is, of course, where they found the alligator. If you guys remember that. What was that, 2 years ago already? They found the alligator right here. Sad. Yeah, Prospect Park, Lake Prospect sounds more appropriate. I've either heard it interpreted as Prospect Park Lake or Lake Prospect Park, but Lake Prospect just sounds better. Now, this is an artificial lake. There was a depression in the ground here, but there was no lake. There was only like a kind of like a pond that would be created if it rained a lot. And you got to understand that when this park was developed, this was all, and especially in this area here, this was all farmland. So this is filled with New York City tap water, just like Central Park. And all of this water actually came from a single like tube, a single faucet at the top of the moraine there, the top of the ravine, up at the Turtle Pond, right near Dog Beach. There's literally like a couple of little rocks, and then this is one little spigot that you could turn off and on, and it creates like a waterfall. And that water then goes through the Turtle Pond, down the ravine, through the lull water, and into the lake. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Brooklyn Joys, yeah. They used to do that. They used to lower the level of the lake. It's all completely controllable. And again, this is all New York City tap water, so this all comes from a single source. But Lorna Rodney with a $10 super chat. Lorna, thank you so much for the very generous $10 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $10 club. Much, 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 much appreciated. With a big $10 super chat. Lorna, you bought my subway fare up here, so thank you, Lorna. Lorna, thank you for getting my Metro card up here. Much appreciated. And I got a vitamin water, so you pay for my vitamin water as well. Thank you so much, Lorna, for sponsoring today's live stream. And Jack Spencer with a $5 super chat. Jack, thank you so much for the very generous $5 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club. Much, much, much appreciated. With a big $5 super chat. Your town's girl basketball team won the championship, the state's championship awesome. Congratulations, Jack. And everyone in the hometown, shout out to the girls basketball team for winning the big state championship. That's awesome. Go Jack's girls, yeah. Love it. I love it. Yay. Jack, thank you so much for the $5. I will get coffee with that at the end of the live stream. Here we got some geese. They had dogs deployed in the Botanical Garden because there were so many geese up there. So no, we did not come close enough to the Lefferts homestead. That's closer to the Empire Boulevard entrance to the park, Neil. We entered at Lincoln Road. So we went to the south of that. Lincoln Road actually worked out perfect because the Wellhouse Drive linked up with that perfectly. And now, boom, I'm exactly where I want to be. I've crossed the park and gone south. And we're going to get ready to go. We're going to be right near the exit of the park soon. Geese are cute. Mary Lily, you're more than welcome. Mary, thank you so much for being a channel member, and all the channel members. Thank you so much for having faith in me as a content creator. Really do appreciate all your monthly support. It means the world to me. Do I remember the dollar? No, I do not, Brooklyn Joyce. No, I do not. I think that's before my time. The only skating parlor that I remember was over on it was like by 65th Street and Fort Hamilton Parkway. It was called like United Skates or United Skate or something like that. I vaguely remember it, then it closed. I'm a child of the 80s. Baby in the 80s, teenager in the 90s. So I feel like I'm the last generation to see cool stuff. Cyclone Joe, good to see you. Welcome. We're about to exit the park and talk about Robert Moses in a few minutes. Our Robert Moses portion of the live stream is now coming up. Yeah, this back in the 70s, yeah. Yeah, I only remember the one over by Fort Hamilton Park, but that was when I was like a baby. I think I remember more the mural outside the building than the actual place. Good to see you there, Sunshine Sunshine NYC. Sunshine NYC, well, good to see you. I know, right, Sunshine? Sunshine, we will be out here in a few weeks, seeing all the trees blossom. We will be here for the blossoming. Roller Palace, Sheepshead Bay, there you go. Yeah, it was called like United Skate or something like that. Vaguely remember that place. All right. Yeah, I think we did see like the last of the good stuff. All right, we bid Prospect Park farewell because now we begin our transition over to Ocean Parkway. Joss Dean, good to see you, Joss. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on into the show. Okay, now I gotta be careful here because if you're riding a bike, this is the bottom of an awesome hill and you could go quite fast down this hill. But we have made it. Park Circle. Park Circle coming up. Yeah, right. We're a special breed. Well, I think we're the interpreters of the analog world to the digital world. Sunshine NYC. I think we are the interpreters of that. There you go. United States of America. United States of America. There was one also on 86th Street. Really? But holla, there was one on like Fort Hamilton Parkway, right?
But I know you need to know the plan.
Yeah, right, John? Okay, so we have to get to the other side. So this is Park Circle, which has all these new apartment buildings. These are all like not even 1, 2, 3-year-old apartment buildings up there. These are very young apartments. And actually, we might as well go right by the old horse stable. There you go, United States of America on 60th Street, Fort Hamilton Parkway. Thank you so much, Jim. See, Jim knows exactly when to interact with the stream. Jim has surgical precision when he enters the chat. Ah, it was a chain. Oh, okay, there was a chain. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, it was a chain. Okay, I see that I did not know. See, so I learned something. So it was the United States of America. That's the one I remember. 60th Street in Fort Hamilton Parkway. I had a friend who lived in this building right here back in the day. I would love to know what happened to him. I think last time I talked to him was 20 years ago. We got to get onto the other side because this is where Ocean Parkway meets Fort Hamilton Parkway. And also to the south, this is also Coney Island Avenue. So you take Coney Island Avenue straight down and boom, you're in Sheepshead Bay. Sheepshead Bay, kind of Coney Island. But of course, today we are doing the Ocean Parkway. Good to see you, Philly 3000. Welcome. See, I learned something. See, even I learned something today. We're always learning something on the stream, every day. It's an amazing thing. The hive mind of the chat. It's a very dangerous intersection. Now, you guys remember we had that big rainstorm, and this is where all the water was flooding from Lake Prospect all the way down. It was going all downhill right here. That shit was crazy. This is Park Circle, or Pritchard, right? Is it Pritchard Square? What does it have? It has a wacky name. Let me see. Carl, good to see you. Good afternoon. Sarah C, welcome. Hatchet. Okay, here we go. Hatchet. Hatchet Square. Good to see you, Sarah C. Oh man, I only got 5 seconds on the clock. 4, 3, 2, 1. We got it. Wait, did he think he was on camera? I think this truck thought he was on camera. He passed very close. What the hell was that all about? I feel like being a dick and confronting him, but I won't. He passed like within like 3 feet. I think he thought he was on camera. Whatever. Yeah, Park Circle is a pain to cross. Wow, 89 degrees already, and you're in Texas. Oh my God. Yeah, that's too hot. Yep, hand, shoes, or gloves. Yes. Yes. That's a thought. The hand, shoes, or gloves. Yes. Yes. No, that is nice. Nice. All right, Texas. Turn on the air conditioning. Turn on the air conditioning. This is Coney Island Avenue right here. Now, Bartell's up by Fraser. That's right. Bartell is the other one. Yeah, so this is Hatchet Square. Good to see you, Joe Mooski. Good to see you, Joe. So now, technically, this is the beginning or end of Ocean Parkway. When Robert Moses built... And you got a license on that, bro. Like, why you gotta drive like that? Good to see you, Susan. Welcome. Yes, South Brooklyn Task Force is on our left doing nothing. Good to see you, Susan. Welcome. But anyway, this is the northern terminus of Ocean Parkway. Ocean Parkway used to come right here, and its boulevard, its tree-lined boulevard, would begin here and then curve down to where we're going to go, Coney Island. But then Robert Moses in the 1940s and 50s built the Prospect Expressway. So then he basically widened it, created a ditch, put the highway in the ditch, and you get your modern Prospect Parkway. Look at these apartments. Holy shit. It's like a whole new neighborhood. Vanilla box retail, too. I want chocolate box retail. Let's see. What are the building's amenities here? 10,000 square foot terrace, resident lounge, a fitness center, interior landscape courtyard, a serene library, co-working spaces, and a children's playroom. That's nice. That's a happy bourgeoisie dog who's no doubt friends with Gansevoort across the river. Anyway, I wouldn't mind living here. 1 Park Point. They're just making up addresses now. So yeah, this is all the work of Robert Moses right here. This used to be a nice it was still 6 lanes. 6 lanes with a median and park line of trees, all taken away and made into this ridiculous traffic interchange here. Now the idea of the parkway was basically you create a line of a greenway, a park kind of way with trees and stuff, and that will take you to your destinations through the city of Brooklyn. And there was a whole system of these parkways that were supposed to be implemented. We have Ocean Parkway, and then of course Eastern Parkway. Those came to fruition, but then you were also supposed to get the Fort Hamilton Parkway was supposed to be properly laid out, but it wasn't developed enough yet to get a 6-lane parked way kind of built. So that just remains a regular kind of street, right? Regular kind of 4-lane avenue. But let's see if the horse stable is still here. This is nice. They just did this all up. They just redid all this. This is nice. Wow, $3,000 for a 1-bedroom. Shit. Or studio. Is that for a studio? $3,000? Now there's an episode of Conan O'Brien, of Late Night with Conan O'Brien, where he came and he rode a horse in this area of Brooklyn. We're in Kensington, Brooklyn right now. And he rides a horse, and he gets the horse from the stable right here, which was back in the day called the Kensington Stables. I don't know what it's called today. I think it changed names. I would say those are rentals. Those are luxury rentals. Let's see here. East 8th Street, Canton. As you can see, look, look, Prospect Park Stables. Been here since 1917, and this renaming was established in 2018. We almost lost this because they're building all these apartment buildings right next door. So they almost got rid of this. Well, look, a horse stable right here in Brooklyn. And I think you could still rent a horse. Let's see, by appointment only. Okay. By appointment only. So, maybe I should send him an email. Ask him if I could do a live stream in there, show off the horses. Yeah, look at these homes. The new apartment buildings suck. Look at these old low-rise homes. This whole neighborhood used to basically be that. Like, I remember the church. I remember the church being here, but obviously the storage facility and then these apartment buildings here are all brand new. But I remember this whole area here was just these little houses. Yeah, the stable should be landmarked. But this is all new. This is insane. Wow. Really has changed since I was a kid. Oh, we got the bigger, older buildings are over here from the 1930s. It's nice architecture. So you got the new stuff, which, this stuff here, it looks the way it does because they had probably a lot of community board hearings and stuff. So these new apartment buildings had to have a certain look. But then you get these old buildings. Look at these old buildings here. These are nice. Good to see you, Marty. Welcome. Yeah, look at these older ones. The older ones just have a look. Just have a certain look to them. This is like 1930s, 1940s. Maybe even older. Maybe 1920s. Good to see you, sunshine after rain. Welcome. We're now rejoining. Look, we got our first street sign here. Ocean Parkway. And as you can see here, it's still highway. But this is where like it does like the weird turn. And then there's like a weird ass traffic interchange right here. Let's see if we can show it to you guys. Yeah, the camera's not turned around on me though. You're not on camera. You know the camera's turned forward, right? We can't see you. Anyway, I hear all this fussing going on. Look at, so here we have the 6 lanes come off the Parkway, and then it goes into the Prospect Expressway, and then you have a weird interchange. Over there is Fort Hamilton Parkway, but you have a couple of flyovers here that take you into where we just were at the park at Hatchet Square there, the Park Circle right up there. So now we are on Ocean Parkway, and we're gonna go all the way down to Coney Island. Here we go. Good to see you, Mike C. Welcome. Some pre-war buildings are awesome. Yeah, they all have names, exactly. That's what I love. Good to see you, Audrey. And I think in this case here, these buildings were saved, and the buildings are, actually, no, maybe not, because they got an old house right there. This could have been the original width of the street, but I think they, whatchamacallit, oh, you're going that slow. But I think they did take away homes from that side to widen this. Look at that one. That little house right there, that's cool. Nice little porch on the front. Now the little girls could do their little dancing and stuff like they were before. Look at that house on the corner. That's such a cool house. Holy shit. It has a wraparound little sunshade there. Wow, that's cool. Wow, this house is just everything. Right, let's really take a look at this house here. Let me not walk in dog poop. Wow. That is a cute little house. That whole block right there, that whole row right there. Really nice. Wow. All right. We're gonna cross over onto the other side now. So we're gonna go over the highway. Yes, indeed. Olmsted and Vaux designed Ocean Parkway as a part of their Park and Parkway plan. Yeah, Jeanette, we haven't been here in a very long time. And we've never walked the entire length of Ocean Parkway. We've never done that before. And I was looking all over YouTube. I don't think anyone has done this. So this is gonna be a first. We're just gonna do a little zigzag. But now this is Kensington. And we're just gonna go now south. See, this is a sidewalk to nowhere on the other side here. This is definitely a Robert Moses little hall signature right there. Sidewalk to nowhere. Whole bunch of access ports for all the electrical stuff and stuff like that down below. That's it. Got a modern 1950s, 1960s apartment building across there. You can see how you have like a big variety of apartment styles here. And our first major street's going to be Church Avenue coming up next. Look at how I have no style. There's no style at all. No style. So boring. Even that little one has more style. I see, like, it's like 1930s, 1940s. Has a certain look to it. Then you get like a modern one squeezed between. Ah, Church in Flatbush is where Erasmus is. And Erasmus is where, right, Neil Diamond went to school, went to high school, right? Yeah, pre-war, exactly. Pre-war, you took pride in your work, right, Karen? Right? And Babs, wow. And Barbara Streisand both went to Erasmus. Wow. That's pretty cool. All right, now this is like the weird transition right here where the highway comes up to street level. And this gets, if you're riding a bike, this could get very complicated. This took me like a good 3 years to figure out how to ride this intersection here. Yes, indeed, said. Good to see you. Yep, the trolley used to pass underneath. There used to be an underpass here at Church Avenue. Took you underneath the Ocean Parkway. Oh, he graduated. Okay, there we go. There we go, people. There we go. Albemarle Road. Or Abe Merrill Road. Abe Merrill. That's one of those names I could never get. You know, if I'm riding a bike, I'm staying to the far right-hand side of the lane until I get past the light. And when I get past the light, I cut across and onto the bike lane. We're going to be walking on the bike lane. Right now. Yeah, some beautiful building. I'm telling you, there's some real. We're going to see such a wide variety of buildings. Albemarle Road. Yeah, see, I still can't say. I have dyslexia. All right. Church Avenue. And what we're going to do is we have to do this in two movements. So we're going to cross Church Avenue first, and then we cross the service road up there, and then we're going to follow but this is where the parked way now remains. So it used to go all the way down and then make the turn towards Prospect Park. This is where it begins. Yeah, right? Imagine that there, Jack. Oh my goodness. Big 35 right there. So you got to be very careful crossing this here. Let's see, they got to let her go through. See, this is where it gets scary. Mind you, she had the light. They're honking to force themselves through. And the pedestrian had the light down there. Okay, so now we have the light. See, this is like a typical Robert Moses design. We got a car stuck in the middle. And I still had to watch out for cars making the turn off the service road. And when I can. But there we go. All right, guys. This is a city bike ride. This is very tempting to get a city bike and ride all the way down. I don't know how far south I could go. I don't think I could go that far south. But good to see you, Sukur. Welcome. Then again, nobody's ever walked all the way down, so. No, exactly. Can't take anything for granted when you're crossing a street. No, no, no. But now we're gonna have this nice mix of apartment buildings here. No, the horses were on the other side. So this side here was the bike path. The other side was the bridle path. The eastern side of Ocean Parkway was the bridle path. And I remember people riding horses down that pathway. I remember in the late, I would say actually mid 90s, but I remember them paving it over. The pathway on the other side was a narrow path and mostly grass. And that's where you rode the horses down to Coney Island. And then sometime in like the mid 90s, they paved it all over. People still rode horses down it. But, yeah, you don't see that as much anymore. I haven't seen that in a very long time. Beverly Road, not that far from where Channel 4's helicopter had its crash, which was a couple of blocks down this way here. Channel 4 crashing onto the rooftop of an apartment building, all on live TV. Channel 7's helicopter caught the whole thing happen. Luckily, the pilot and the reporter survived. When I get to the apartment building with the driveway, that's where Cousin Brucey lived. Really? If somebody can look up the number where Cousin Brucey lived, I'll look for it. But Beverly Road we just passed. Yeah, RK8, you can look it up online. It was pretty crazy. The Channel 4 helicopter lost some kind of rudder control. And then Channel 7 started watching the helicopter as it flew through the sky erratically. And then eventually they try to land on like a rooftop. And then like the tail rotor hits a chimney. And then it does like a 360 or a barrel roll. And then luckily the pilot, you see the pilot and the reporter like perfectly fine. Like it was crazy how the crash actually happened, how it concluded. You'll watch it here on YouTube. Really? It took you and a friend to Palisades Park? I met Cousin Brucey a bunch of times at Brooklyn College, and he was just such a nice guy. Look, a car must have crashed in right here. Look at that. You crazy drunk drivers. Yeah, I had a black Cadillac convertible. Nice. Yeah, Cousin Brucey's a gentleman. Real New Yorker. Real New Yorker. Really nice guy. Cousin Brucey. Wow, look at that. You got one little house crammed between a big apartment building and a row house. That's crazy. Look at that. I wonder what it's like to live in that little house. Huh. This is the kind of stuff you see here on Ocean Parkway. Exactly, Oleg, exactly. It's a very heavy bicycle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin to go through the alphabet now. This is the fun part. We begin. We just passed Beverly Road, so think of that as Avenue B in a sense, but Beverly Road we just passed. And now the next, Avenue C, everybody. Avenue C. Cake, I talked about the plane crash a couple of times on the live stream when we were up there in Park Slope. I want to do a proper live stream for that, so I want to like go up to a Sterling Place and do a live stream specifically on the air crash and try to recreate some photos. So yeah, we have talked about it a few times. That was December, was it December 1961? Crazy. Crazy, crazy accident. Really, Cyclone Joe, nice. Nice. But if you're just tuning in, we're doing the entire length of Ocean Parkway. And we are right next to the bike lane, making our way all the way down to Coney Island. Look at this. Was this Cousin Brucey's apartment right here? This has a driveway. It's like so 1960s or 50s. Look at that entrance. That entrance is so futuristic. 730. Oh, that was his address. That was Cousin Brucey's address. 730 or 30. Sorry, 3070. There, this is it. It's 3070 Ocean Parkway. Or sorry, 370. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. 370 Ocean Parkway, right here. This is it. This is where Cousin Brucey lived. Oh. Of course he will live in a cool building like this. That's 370 right there. Thank you so much for putting that in the chat, Audrey. You put it in the chat right as I was passing the building. Perfect timing. Yeah, that could be in Miami, that apartment building. So he was between Avenue C and Cortelyou Road is coming up next. Cortelyou Road coming up. I used to love, I still do. I gotta ride. Haven't rode down Ocean Parkway in the longest. I gotta take a bike ride down this street one of these days. And of course, looks like we got solid traffic southbound here at Cortelyou Road. Another intersection where I gotta really, well, basically all these intersections gotta really keep an eye out, because cars get stuck in the middle of the intersection and they'll just drive, they'll force themselves through. So
wait.
ooh,
Wait.
there's a slow, low voice one here. With some really beautiful buildings along this way here. As that sun gets ever lower in the sky. Not a lot of stores along Ocean Parkway. It's all pretty much all residential. A residential corridor. If I want to go to a store, probably my best bet will be to my right hand side. Maybe head over to McDonald Avenue or something like that, or maybe one of the other avenues that cross over. Just go off the parkway here. I could probably find a store if I need. But yeah, not a lot of stores. It's all apartments. Technically there is OLEG, but it's not enforced. So technically there are rules about what's it called, like display of power, like when you rev your engine and stuff like that. There's supposedly some laws for that, but they're very seldomly enforced. There you go, Coney Island Avenue and McDonald's, as well as across streets like Kings Highway. You could probably find some stores. Now the Moshiach used to live on one of these little apartment buildings here, and they actually recreated his apartment building in Israel. And I always forget where the Moshiach lives, but it's in something very like similar to that one. It's a very unassuming building. When we see Carlo Gambino's house, I looked it up before I started the stream, and that's a very unassuming house. I had no idea. I thought he was going to be in one of like those little mansions. Such a very interesting variety of apartment buildings here. I'd say some of these e-bikes, boy, they go faster than the cars. And I might have missed it already. There used to be, unless it got taken away, there used to be like a mile marker somewhere along here from like the 1880s. And it's like the last mile marker left. That might be at Avenue P. I could be mistaken. That could be at Avenue P. But we'll see when we get there. Ditmas Avenue we are now passing. Ditmas. Some people Ditmas, and then there's a Ditmars, right? That's slightly different in Queens. Ditmars in Astoria. I see. He's not supposed to stop there. He was supposed to wait before the crosswalk. Well, here we go. Look at this guy wants to. I think he wants to turn onto the whole thing here. Let's see. This is very, very dangerous. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's literally blocking the whole thing. See, this guy here was supposed to either wait across the street there or back over there. Now, see this. Now this guy's going to block the whole thing. So if you're in a wheelchair or a bike especially, that will create a bit of a hazard. Yeah, it's Ditmars in Astoria. Ditmas here in Brooklyn. We continue on. Wow, this whole section of fencing was taken out. Yeah, right, Karen? Humans. Now, what's happening now, you probably can't see it on the live stream, but we have now begun a very slight uphill. What we're doing now is we're going a little bit uphill because we have to clear a freight rail train track that used to be the LIRR Bay Ridge branch. So we have to clear the train tracks, which are just a little bit further up ahead. And they're almost impossible to make out because it's a very narrow point of passage. Ah, there you go, Neil. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Oh. Ocean Parkway Jewish Center. Lots of yeshivas around. It's a predominantly Jewish community here, and different types of Jewish people all live up here. Yep, Borough Park is just to the right. We're actually approaching 18th Avenue, kind of the heart of Borough Park. We actually have an avenue that dead ends here. And this will be Avenue F. And I gotta be on the lookout for this mile marker. It's like the last mile marker around. There used to be little stone monuments along this little patch of grass over here. And they used to put like little mile markers in there. And I think there's one left. And it's either gonna be here at 18th Avenue or Avenue P. And it's like one of those. So I'm like on the lookout for it. It's Avenue P. I don't see it here. Now this intersection here, this is 18th Avenue and Ocean Parkway. This intersection here has had quite a few really bad traffic accidents. And whether it be pedestrians or just cars with cars or cars with trucks. So here they had to do a lot of signage here to kind of organize all of this. So it says stop after stop you may proceed on flashing red only. I see now it's solid red, so now they have to come to a stop because the pedestrian light's going to change. It's like 3 sequences we get here, so this is a really complicated and very heavily trafficked intersection right here. Now this is 18th Avenue, so you go through here, you go through Borough Park, and then you eventually end up in Bensonhurst. This should be a B8 bus. And that goes to Brooklyn College, or in the area near Brooklyn College. So I remember going this way here. I'm gonna go to Brooklyn College. I'm going down 18th Avenue in this direction right here. And those train tracks are coming up. The little right of way for the train tracks is coming up. Okay, flashing red. I get to go as well. We continue on. Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever done this. I looked all over YouTube for this. And I'm like, nobody has ever done this before. And now that I almost had another accident. As I begin to really figure out routes and stuff like that for these different walks, I'm like, I could probably easily do this today. And the weather is good today for it. But let's get to 200 likes. Keep the likes coming as we pass Webster Avenue. It's a very dangerous crossover here because the cars technically could make the right off of Ocean Parkway and just come right across They're supposed to yield to me, but they probably won't see me until last minute. So it's very dangerous. We hit 200. We hit 200 likes. Keep the 200 likes coming. Let's go. And now it's a very short walk to Lawrence Avenue. Actually, this is where the milk barn was. There was a store, milk barn. It used to be in the shape of a barn. And I had fantasies that they only sold dairy products in there. The milk barn. I think that was like right here where these modern apartment buildings are today. Lawrence Avenue. Then right after that, it's going to be Newkirk. What's for dinner tonight? I have no idea, Mike. I have no idea what's for dinner tonight. It was right here. The milk barn was right here. Oh, so that was Newkirk. No, it's Parkville Avenue. My bad, I read that wrong. Parkville Avenue. We are now passing. You got no idea either? All right, I'm gonna hang out here, wait for the light. Wait. Oh, rent an apartment. I'm pretty sure that word says rent, right? I read the little Russian. Little Russian. Bougie little morsel. Good to see you, Lee. Good afternoon. All right, Foster Avenue is coming up, and I think this is where the train tracks are, because I see a little rise just up on the next block. I know we're slowly lifting to get up and over those train tracks. Those train tracks actually predated the Ocean Parkway, the LIRR right-of-way there, the Bay Ridge branch. I believe that goes all the way back to the 1860s. Oh, we got to be careful here. The light is out. We got to be a little careful here. And as we go through the alphabet, Avenue H is going to be coming up next. Yeah, I heard about that, Ann. Very exciting. Very exciting. We will be there for that. When everything begins to bloom, we will be there for that. Looking very much forward to that. Now, after this little rise here, it's pretty much all downhill to when we get to Coney Island. Any plans for St. Patrick's Day? That's going to be on Monday. I am not covering the Manhattan St. Patrick's Day parade because there'll be plenty of other people covering that. I'm going to, most likely, weather permitting, I will be covering the Bay Ridge St. Patrick's Day parade out in Brooklyn. And yeah, that's about it. No real plans to cover, to do anything necessarily St. Patrick's related, but you never know. Monday is Monday, so I have nothing really planned for Monday. Elmwood Avenue is coming up next. And if I didn't point this out, you'd probably not even notice it. But now we are beginning to cross the Long Island Railroad Bay Ridge branch. This is now a freight rail tunnel, a freight rail line. It's not a tunnel, it's more like a ditch. And this is where the Brooklyn Queens crosstown train will be eventually built. So they come right through here. But this is it. There are train tracks down there. Oh, look, we can see them from here. How cool is that? Going in this direction here, you're going down towards Bay Ridge. And behind me, out to Brooklyn College and all points east, all the way out to East New York, and eventually loops over to Queens. Let's see, if you weren't looking for it, you would never even notice it. And now, it's all downhill. As we walk down the oldest bike path in all of the United States, passing Elmwood Avenue, a rather modern apartment building here, and you're going to get a lot of those as we make our way down. Good to see you, Beach Bum. Welcome. Avenue I is coming up. And Nick Donaldson with a $10 Canadian super chat. Nick, thank you so much for the very generous $10 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much for today's $10 Canadian club. Much, much, much appreciated. With a big $10 Canadian super chat. And Kim Jensen with a $2 super chat. Kim, thank you so much for the very generous $2 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $2 club. Much, much, much appreciated. With a big $2 super chat. Kim and Nick, thank you so much for your support today. Much, much, much appreciated. Another very dangerous intersection here because this is where Bay Parkway begins. This splits off to our right hand side here, and it's a very, back in the day this used to not have a traffic light. Now this has a traffic light, thank God. I remember back in the day this did not have a traffic light. Good to see you there, Julie B.O.G. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ocean Parkway, Bay Parkway, right here. Here's Bay Parkway. Jim, you're right down there, Jim. Jim, you're right down there. They still knocked over the school sign. Look at that house. I wonder what it's like to live in that little house right there. These are all like nice little homes right over here. Really, really nice. And we still got some more nice homes across the street. Yeah, these intersections are a little dangerous, Nick. Good to see you. Shout out to all the channel members. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. Much, much, much appreciated. Avenue J is coming up next. Soho Joe, good to see you. Welcome. The way some of these people drive is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. Just keep on thinking about cousin Brucey living at 370 Ocean Parkway in that cool, very modern apartment building, and all he had to do was just go down the road in his black Chevy convertible, or it was a Cadillac, black Cadillac convertible. Go straight down the road to Coney Island, and here we have a neighborhood entrance. So across the street here, there's a nice little brick entranceway over there, and that used to show you the boundaries of a neighborhood back when they were surrounded by farms. So that was probably the main entrance into the neighborhood right over there. Probably from like the 1890s. He's not supposed to be there, but at least he's backing up. At least he was backing up. We're coming up to the Washington Cemetery now. Yep, entrance to East Midwood. There you go. The entrance to East Midwood over there. I would give anything to see like the neighborhood's like brand new, you know, with those little boundary entrances back when they meant something. That must have been cool. But the homes along here are just, they're fascinating. And then you have another community building here. It's a tourist center here, the Joseph and Celia Kikri Tourist Center. And I know I'm mispronouncing those names. Sorry about that. But l'chaim to all my Jewish viewers. Hope y'all are doing well on this beautiful Wednesday. So again, Washington Cemetery is going to be to my right-hand side now. Follow this cemetery for a few blocks here. Right, Jeanette? Well, the live streamers give you this content. Come on. Dedicated to the craft of the live stream. I like showing you guys different little places here. Is my job. And you can see the gravestones and the mausoleums of Washington Cemetery. There's this apartment building coming up, and I always wondered what it must be like to live surrounded by a cemetery. It's either really peaceful or a little creepy. Probably a little bit of both. And some other these are new buildings. The Joseph and Vicky Sarfra Mikavi. And then the Marilyn and Jack Shelbyar building. big. Good to see you, Robinson Lopes. Welcome. Passing Avenue K right now. We're walking the entire length of Ocean Parkway today. It does look beautiful tonight, Nick. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Thank you so much for the kind words. But Robinson Lopes, good to see you. Good to see everybody. As we make our way down Ocean Parkway. Got this big apartment building here. I would love to know what it's like to live right next to this cemetery here. Makes you wonder. Makes me wonder. Even when I was a kid, riding my bike through here, I always wondered about what it must be like to live in there. And here I am some 30 years later, still asking the same questions. If you live in this apartment building and you're watching this on the replay, let me know. Leave a comment down below what it must be like. I appreciate that, Cyclone Joe. Thank you so much, man. Exactly, yeah, right in the trees in the morning. I mean, there's some trees in there, but it's kind of mostly just cemetery. It's a very densely packed cemetery. But now back to the apartment buildings. Right back to the apartment buildings. You're more than welcome, Cynthia. Really? Wow, Rich. That must have been crazy. Second floor. You're like really facing the cemetery at that level. Wow. That must have been wild, Rich. Good to see you. Oh, we got some new construction here. Le Avenue. And look, Nebul, they put one of these French buildings in here, Nebul. Le Avenue. L'Avenue. Right, it was nice and quiet, right? I could imagine. Okay. Little modern building getting built here. Modern apartment building.
Wait. Wait.
Oh, I get it now. Le Avenue. Pieces on Avenue L. I get it. Le Avenue. Le. Parisian living here in Brooklyn. Le Avenue. Le. Built by a crew of very skilled French-Canadian day laborers. Every apartment will have a bidet. Oh, does it mean smart? Really? I want to live in this smart building. Oh shit, I want to live in there now. Oh man. Yo, I want to live in the smart building. I'm down with that. Good to see you, Fawn Marie. Making some British hand pies today. Nice. Enjoy a Schaefer beer. Ed Allen, good to see you. Having a great day. I hope you're having a great day as well. I like it. It's a nice little area. Yes, the LIRR still, the LIRR right away still in use as a freight freight rail line. Yes, indeed. But see, after we went over the freight rail tracks there, it's all downhill now to Coney. Very slight downhill, but a downhill nonetheless. Oh, it's smart to call it L'Avenue. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun play on words. I thought that was the French word for smart. L'Avenue. The man was very L'Avenue. Very, very smart, eh? Very, very smart. I misread that. You see how it's easy for me to misread stuff when I'm walking? Wow, that's a very modern building at the end of the block here. Wow. Never noticed this one before. That's crazy. Very modern. Avenue M coming up. Yeah, all the French are smart. Yeah, they are, absolutely. I'll wait for this light. I don't feel like running. And plus they're turning. So I don't trust these people. Oh, no, I don't. Wait. You're not telling me to wait. Oh, I'm just gonna walk out now.
Wait.
Okay. It's a very interesting apartment building. Wow, that's pretty cool, Cyclone Joe. This guy, the van driver here, is enthralled with the Gimble here. This guy's just gonna force his way. The van driver's really forcing his way. Is he still gonna make the turn? Damn, why is he driving like that? God damn. And he's still going. Jesus. All right, we got the light. Yeah, I know. I don't trust anyone either. I became very cynical to motorists, so I just expect them to do stupid shit. I think we're getting up to a full moon. Oh, by the way, I wanted to live stream the lunar eclipse that's happening. Just one problem. It's happening at 3:30 in the morning. And I honestly don't know the safety of the beach in Coney Island at night at that time. It'll be very suspect for me to be out there at 3:30 in the morning. So I also didn't realize that the eclipse takes place over 6 hours. The eclipse will start at 11:30 at night. The maximum blood moon eclipse will then peak out at around 3:30 in the morning. And then the event concludes just before sunrise. So, yeah, not going to be covering that. Exactly, Nicole. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Julie. Yeah, I can't be up all night for that. Even though I'm probably one of the best places to see it, it's just too late. I was hoping for it to be an hour-long event at 10 o'clock at night. I had no idea. Yeah, the time slot doesn't fit in for the viewers. Yeah, I appreciate it there, Karen. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how safe it will be to be out on the Coney Island beach at like that time. There's always people who roam around all night. Yeah, it's a long walk, Sunshine. This is a long walk as we approach the 2-hour mark here. Yeah, there'll be another one in 2026. And here are the statistics once again for Ocean Parkway. Oh wow, 29 apartments. One of them sold for 2.9 million. Wow. Dang, that's expensive. Okay, we're gonna wait for this one here. This is Avenue N. We'll wait for this one. Another modern building here. Yeah, it's pretty nice, Lisa. Pretty nice. I think we'll get to Coney just after sunset. I used to love doing this ride on my bike. Do a little loop from Bay Ridge up to Prospect Park and then come down Ocean Parkway, down to Coney and then back up to Bay Ridge. It's like a 14-mile loop. Really nice little ride. Today we're just doing 6 miles. We got the light. I have to bring dinner in tonight. I do. I gotta pick something up. Ryder Avenue, right here. Ah, Kim, you're more than welcome, Ken. You're more than welcome. I'm happy you found me. I'm happy you're enjoying the streams. Thank you so much for your generous super chat before. Much appreciated. And I am from the area. I was born and raised here in Brooklyn. Originally from Bay Ridge, now living in Coney Island. And what else? I'm also a licensed New York City tour guide. Likes are larger than the watchers. That's good. That's a good ratio. Let's get to 300. Keep the likes coming. Oh, here it is. I think one of these buildings was where the Moshiach used to live. He either lived across the street here or he lived at this one right here with the nursery. And they recreated his house in Israel. It looks exactly the same as it does here on Ocean Parkway. I want to say it's these guys right here. It's either that or it's the ones across the street. The Moshiach used to live in a very unassuming house. Well, Kim, you could always message me on Instagram and we could try to work something out. See how it correlates with my schedule. I do work for 2 different tour companies here in the city, so I'm usually busy in the mornings. Avenue. Oh, we can compare accents. Okay, sounds good. Oh, hey, oh, Avenue O. Saw them over there by Avenue O. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, look at this. This is a fun sign. 1800 Ocean Parkway, apartment 12C, scammer. Then we got a phone number here. Oh shit, I wonder what's going on here. Yeah, so now we know, people, on Ocean Parkway. What's the address again? 1800 Ocean Parkway, apartment C12 is a scammer. And please feel free to call and say, why are you scamming for? Good to see you, Natasha. Welcome. Oh, man. Neighbor disputes. Right? John Lord doesn't hear an accent. That's right. He just hears regular speech. Okay. We continue on. Oh. Down there by Avenue O. Oh, Maron, you might be to drive down Avenue O. It's so freaking far away, Avenue O. It's over yonders. Oh, over there. Oh, you mean over there, Avenue O over there. It's all the way out there. That's over the horizon a couple of times. It's crazy. I'm from the bridge. You mean to tell me you want me to drive all the way over from Avenue O to the bridge? Are you kidding me over here? Even the squirrel's like, what the fuck, right? Avenue O. Avenue O, buddy. Avenue O. Oh. Oh. Hey, oh, hey, buddy. Avenue O, right? Hey, Avenue O. Oh shit, he smelled, you know what it is? Oh, I just realized. You probably smell the hash browns in my bag. Hold on. Want the hash brown? Let me get you the hash brown. I'll give the little guy the hash brown. There it is. Come. I got hash brown for you. I got hash browns for you. Come. It's cold out here. I need the item. Come on. Okay, I'll leave you a hash brown here for later. All right. I'll leave you a hash brown, kid. I don't know. I scared him away. You didn't want to come on the stream. Oh, well. He got scared. I left him a hash brown. That little Avenue O squirrel there. Hey, he came from over there. You mean over there? Yeah, over there by Avenue O. Oh, Stitcher, thank you so much. Stitcher, that is very good information. It's going to be cloudy when the eclipse takes place. All right, I will sleep at 3 in the morning. Thank you so much, Stitcher. Appreciate it, man. Oh my goodness, coming up to Avenue P. Avenue P, people. Oh, hey, oh. Fucking Avenue O over there. I know, I think the accent scared them away. It's like, I don't trust that guy over there. I'm an Avenue O squirrel. And I've seen it all. I've seen it all from all over. Because I'm an Avenue O squirrel. Can I show you guys a little park? I mean, it's a little park with children, so no. There's not much going on in there. Not much going on there, just a couple of kids playing. We started in Prospect Park, for goodness sake. So we had a nice park portion of the live stream. Now, we're coming up to Avenue P. I want to say this mile marker is coming up. But I don't see it. It's just off the intersection here. Oh, did you grow up playing in this park over here? Nice. Used to live over here by Avenue P? How far is Coney Island and Brooklyn? Well, Coney Island's inside Brooklyn, and from Prospect Park to Coney Island, the walk we're doing right now, is roughly 6 miles. I think we're getting a nice sunset right now. You gotta be a little careful here, because you can see some of these cars want to make the turn. Look at that sunset. Wow. Nice. I think they took away the mile marker. I don't see it. There's a little mile marker right along here. Oh no, here it is. We got the mile marker. This is like the last mile marker, and of course somebody graffitied on it. This is the last mile marker along Ocean Parkway. Right here. Here it is. And of course somebody graffitied on it. And now on the other side, I think there's a number on the other side of it. But this is the last mile marker. Right here. How crazy is that? It's been there from the 1880s. See, I was worried they got rid of that. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're driving, you're never going to notice that. I've always noticed that because I ride the bike here along the bike path. And I think it's Forgotten New York has a nice little article about it. That's probably the main reason why we're walking on this side of the street. Besides like the pure logistical reason of walking on this side of the walk here is that mile marker. I wanted to show that. Was there a sign next to it? Really? I didn't notice a sign. All right, Quentin Road coming up. There you go. Sign. Oh, sign on the ground said mile marker 3. Oh shit. Okay, didn't even notice that. Did not even notice that. So that's like halfway. We have 3 more miles to go until we get to Coney. Ooh, look at the moonrise. At the sunset and the moonrise. Look at that. And we got the light. Oh wow, so it said mile marker 3. Oh shit, didn't even notice that. Well, there you go. Mile marker 3. So that means I got 3 more miles until I get to Coney. So that's like the halfway part, because it's in total 6 miles from where we started. Some of your relatives live in Ocean Parkway. Nice. Nice. Kings Highway, and this takes you all the way. You go all the way to East New York from here. If I go to the left, and if I go to the right, I could follow this all the way to Bay Parkway. And then back in the day, Kings Highway used to go all the way to Bay Ridge. The Kings Highway, everybody. And we got the light. I looked all over. Did anybody else do this? And nope. Nobody has ever walked the entire length of Ocean Parkway. Avenue R is coming up next. Looks like we're going to wait for the light here at Avenue R. It's an interesting little street here because half of the parking is articulated, the rest of the parking is kind of normal parking. And this is a one-way here. And then, yeah, this is a two-way over here. Yeah, no, I've driven it. I've rode a bike down it many, many, many times. Probably hundreds of times.